I saw some puddles on this side of town driving in, but we didn't get anything.
There was like one of the exits off of 35 was like damn near flooded.
Really?
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was driving. I hate when I'm driving in and out of nowhere, you drive underneath a bridge and like a bunch of water just falls on your car.
Yeah, and then you're in a panic to hit the windshield
Like,
wiper.
what was that? Did that come out of a body? Out of a car? I mean, because it's completely dry. It wasn't like, and I'm just driving under the bridge at on 410 at 281, and just like it's like somebody poured a cup of something off the top of the bridge and it hit my car.
And he's like
what was that?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm praying it wasn't a body.
Well, not a body, but maybe some sort of fluid.
Oh, got you.
Or but I come to find out, I realized that coming in this side of town got a lot of rain. My side, there was no rain at all.
What's going on, man?
How you feeling? We last spoke, the quarterback carousel continues to turn, though it is slowing down.
Is it?
Well, I think we're running out of options.
We still got Garoppolo and Baker.
I think. Well, we still got Baker.
No, I mean, I know. I'm just throw Garoppolo in there because his name is.
You're right. You're right. No, I think he's still in play.
But I see him staying in San Fran just as you do.
It certainly feels that way.
And Baker's getting treated like he's Mike Glennon again. This is what happens with me. This is what I go. Like, I'm like, oh man, Westbrook, he sucks. And then when the rest of the nation starts kicking him in the face, I'm like, hey guys, relax. Me, I've been kicking Baker in the head, the rest of the country, and now GMs are coming by kicking him in the head. I'm like, hey, that's not Mike Glennon down there. I'm not a Baker fan, but the way he's being treated is he did just before he was hurt, the year before he was hurt, he did take Cleveland to the playoffs. They went 10-6 and went to the playoffs. Okay, like let's put a little bit of respect on his name. A little. My God, now GMs are like, who? Let me call you back. That guy can't get a job. Nobody wants to trade for him. Or they're offering a seventh. Like, what's going on?
Well, it might behoove him.
Is it that bad?
Well, I think it is that bad. And I think it might be time for him to just very quietly go away. Maybe.
Cleveland wants him to go away. No one's answering the phone.
Well, look at what Deshaun Watson did. He went away and made $80 million more guaranteed. Maybe Baker should just disappear for a year.
Cleveland wants to trade him in the worst way.
Oh, yeah.
Or do they want him to compete with Jacoby Brissett for the backup?
So we'll look at Jacoby. We'll look at Ryan to the Colts, Mariota to the Falcons. Jameis is staying home. We'll look at where all the quarterbacks are landing.
New Orleans had no choice.
No, they had no choice.
I mean, again, the fact that it took this long to get Jameis done lets you know that they exhausted all possibilities before they re-signed him.
Well, I was led to believe that Taysom Hill was the quarterback in the future.
They did try to sell us that Taysom was the QB. I mean, but that's with Sean Payton. Sean Payton can get he can get James to 3,500 yards, 10 TDs, and 3 picks.
Do you think Taysom Hill believed that press? Do you think he actually thought that?
Yes,
I'm going to be an NFL quarterback.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think.
Well, I mean, you have to be relatively delusional to go out and even try that, but
he wasn't that bad.
No, Rob. He's not awful, but the way that Sean Payton tried to build him up and the way they paid him.
Yeah, they paid him.
Now, at 7:45. I don't know why I find this so odd.
You find all of these types of stories with these youngins funny.
So, Travis Scott and which one of the Jenners?
Kylie. The baddest one. In a good way.
Yeah. Had a child. And how old is the baby? Month old?
I don't know. Couple months. How old is
Wolf?
How old is baby Travis?
Well, no, I shouldn't say
months. That. I don't know.
But young enough to where he probably doesn't know his name. Is that a safe assumption?
Yes.
Well, I've decided that Wolf is not appropriate to young Travis Scott protege.
Go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
Is this Monty?
That came from Monty Python. It's funny.
Bring me the DVD, damn it. I'm tired of y'all leaving me out. Go ahead, Rob.
No, see, when we get to the Monty Python stuff, I'd rather you not watch it.
You like the bit?
No, because you'll watch it and you're not going to like it.
Okay.
No,
It's
I
just
want
out
you to
of date.
watch it because I think you might like it, but 99.999% of the people who have never seen a Monty Python movie or skit will watch it, and it's kind of like beer. The first beer you ever had, you didn't like.
Oh gosh, I hated it. I was 9 years old.
Yeah,
my uncle gave it to me on my birthday in the backyard of my Uncle and P's house, and I was like, "What is this?
This is gross. Why on earth would I want to have this?" And then you have another one, and then before long.
And in 2022, they tried to arrest my uncles for that. So I'm glad that was in 84.
It was just toughening us up.
Hey, now, what if they did a reboot, Rob? Y'all are huge Monty guys, and I know there's some movies that are near and dear to our hearts and that we don't want to see remade.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Would you do
Monty
it?
Python could not be remade.
Is it too offensive?
No. It's first of all, it's British.
Yeah.
In every it's totally British.
Okay.
And British actors, British humor, British sensibility. I just don't think that now they have that style of humor has lived on.
I mean, I don't think you call it Monty Python, but
there's a lineage that went through. Monty Python was there, and then you can think of the Airplane movies and the police.
I liked Airplane.
Squad, the Police Squad movies, just genuine silliness.
Airplane was funny.
So that would be close to Monty Python, but every time I try to get somebody to watch it and think that they're going to enjoy it as much as 13-year-old me did back in 1978. No.
That's what I was trying to tell Jimenez about Big Trouble in Little China. Like when I was watching it every time it came on, I was 9.
Right. So different sensibility, and you carry the humor with you. You still laugh, even though the 45-year-old you and the 9-year-old you still have the baseline humor. It's still the same. So you're still going to laugh, but it's just heartbreaking. I want you to like it, and you'll watch it, and then you'll not like it, and then you'll look at me like you're just a fool.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I felt the same way.
And then we're gonna judge you.
Well, I judge people by that, but over many, many years, I've learned that you just some standards.
Yeah, some stuff don't stand the test of time.
So we also got news late last night.
What's this?
That Phil Mickelson is not going to be at the Masters this year.
Yeah, we got to discuss.
First time in 30 years. That's huge. No Tiger, no Phil.
Oh. Wait. Tiger's not. I thought Tiger was going to play the Masters.
I think he's going to play.
I think he's going to play.
Okay. Well,
Daniel LaRussa's going to fight?
Let's see. If
I know Karate Kid references.
Is he going to just come and be there, or is he going to try to play?
I thought Tiger was going to run.
I hadn't heard that. I thought he was going to be there. Well, if Tiger's going to be there, that's why Phil's not. They'll be fine.
Yeah. PGA's like, man, go away, hide. We love you still, but just go away. We got to discuss that.
Spurs get a light week this week. 2 games this week. They'd played 3 games more than most of the teams in the West. And for those of us that have watched the Spurs for a long time, we know one thing, that Pop is great in practice. Pop is great at getting things across in practice. That's why his teams have been so successful in improving all these years. And with all these extra days of practice, and you look at the schedule in front of them, that the team tank guys might be in trouble. Because there are teams that are more eager to tank than we are on the tail end of this schedule. And the next on the agenda, the Trailblazers, we're going to play them 3 times in the next 2 weeks. The Pelicans rolled in and smoked us. They lost last night. We're going to get them a couple more times too. Let's look at this schedule and take a realistic look at because I don't think Team Tank's going to be happy.
I think the Pelicans want in.
I think the Pelicans do.
The Pelicans want in. I mean, they went and traded for CJ McCollum. That game last night against the Hornets, they were diving. They're trying to get in because again, this not a team that makes a lot of money, so they need all the extra games they can get. The Pelicans want in. That's a plus for the Spurs team tankers. Pelicans want to get a playoff, and
the Lakers want in.
Lakers, yes.
Well, LeBron wants in. I'm not sure about the rest, but LeBron, he needs the games for the points. That I don't know if it's about wins. He just needs more games to add more points to the total. We're chasing yards and milestones.
Man, there's never been anybody to do it this good this long.
That video, the highlight of him dunking, that looked like it had been doctored.
Yeah, I don't. Y'all can have the GOAT debate. Not y'all, speaking to you, but just the world can have the GOAT debate. To me, it's a subjective argument. You're not changing anyone's mind, so I'm not debating that with anybody. But I will debate anybody that he's on Mount Rushmore. I don't know if he's the best ever, but he's one of those four heads. 19 years, 38, 10, and 12 in year 19, and he's leading the league in scoring. We've never seen anybody do, and not in basketball at this level, not this long. This is insane.
But seriously, the dunk last night.
It looked photoshopped.
It didn't look real. He elevated too quickly.
I wonder if it was one of those things where Love, like, his hip kind of gave him a little.
Did he kind of? I don't know. It just looked like it was a glitch.
Fake.
Like
it looked fake.
Like we found the glitch and it's there.
His head was at the rim.
The bang, and he was. It didn't look real. LeBron's not human. We saw there's a crack in the.
A glitch in the Matrix.
In the Matrix. That's it, man. I saw a couple of numbers fall when he jumped up right then.
2K glitch. I don't play 2K. You?
Oh yeah. Well, it's been a bit.
I thought you were just a Call of Duty guy.
Yeah, but as far as play-by-play, 2K. But, the thing about playing 2K is I have to play by myself. My kids are too good.
And see, I
don't live that life.
You know what's weird, Rob? It's crazy because when I was coming up and when you were in Orlando, NBA Live was the game.
Well, it
remember?
Was. Yeah. I was
remember
there
when
for
NBA
the
Live
death
was
of NBA
the one?
Live. Unfortunately, I played a role in the death of NBA Live.
Why?
I don't know, but when I got there, 2K, it was bad. When I arrived at EA, we had everything. Not only was Madden killing it, but we had NBA Live and we had NHL and FIFA. I mean,
FIFA.
EA, we dominated this play-by-play landscape. There was nobody even close.
Who
and then 2K came and stole a couple of producers and invested a little bit more in the drive of the game, the guts, and made a better game. So
yeah, they did.
They outflanked EA. So EA tried to dump a bunch of money that last year that I was with them and went and stole their primary producer and invested a little bit more, and
to no
avail. It was too late. Yeah, the horse was out of the barn. So yeah, I was there for the demise of NBA.
When you were at EA, Rob, who would y'all roll out the red carpet for? Like, make sure the house is clean. Like, this is our game. We have to make sure this is perfect. Like, who was the top dog?
The hierarchy at EA was FIFA first.
Really?
FIFA was the primary engine that every other of the video games played off of. Because you got to think of how the way soccer is played can translate to every other game, whether it be just 5 guys on a court with basketball. It's still a flowing movement. It's an object moving with a ball. So the primary investment was with FIFA. Everything new went to FIFA. And because, hockey and soccer are so closely paired, NHL was a tremendous beneficiary to that. Now, what the things that drove normally would flow directly into Madden. What FIFA would, the new drives, the new technology, the new player movement and all of that would start at FIFA, then flow into Madden.
Gotcha.
So the investment was for FIFA.
Was bigger than Madden
over
there.
Worldwide. You got to keep in mind the market. It was 10-1 as far as sales because
10-1.
Oh, easily
worldwide, right?
I mean, we were privy to some of the marketing campaigns overseas, and yeah, it dwarfed even Madden. And Madden is a hugely successful franchise. But the hierarchy, the promotion went to Madden internationally. Internationally, it went to FIFA. The dollars went to FIFA first, but every game benefited from the improved technology that came out of FIFA.
But this is what I want to like, and I know we got to get going. Yeah. But you saying that because of the motions of a soccer player, you kind of use FIFA as the template for the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I have always said soccer players are the best athletes in the world. And I say that because if you took everybody in the UEFA and put them in the NBA, you took everybody in the NBA and put them in the UEFA, the soccer players are going to fare far much better. They're going to be much better at basketball than the basketball players would be at soccer. Soccer players can do, you run for 90 minutes. There is no like, hey, get him 2 minutes, 3 minutes of rest because he's played 37 minutes.
They're all 5'2".
a soccer player,
They're little bitty dudes.
a soccer player gets no the best soccer player gets no substitute. You got to play the full night because if you come out of a soccer game, can't come back in.
I agree.
They're different breed. Like Hakeem Olajuwon,
but they
Steve
don't
Nash,
throw.
Tony Parker.
They have no hand-eye. It's
What?
all foot-eye. You're not throwing the ball. Everything we do in America, we throw.
Athlete,
We throw.
best athlete.
I agree that,
Who
that
do you-
soccer players are incredible athletes, but in my experience, the athletes that have the skill set that translate to everything else has been baseball. And I wouldn't have thought that.
Rob, but a baseball player can't play soccer.
I don't know about soccer, but I do know about football, and I know about baseball, and I know about basketball. That's what I know. And baseball players universally seem to be able to play the other three, where either basketball might only be able to play one other. Baseball guys always seem to be able to play all three.
I could put Mbappe in center field for any major league team, and he'd thrive. I don't know if he could hit.
But do you think he could throw? Do you think he could have the arm?
I think he could be taught. I don't think Mike Trout's different. Mike Trout could play anything.
Yeah, I think so. We can all agree.
That's a bad. But I don't think I could put Big Papi at midfield.
Oh no, I'm not talking about no. I'm not talking about those cats.
Okay,
I'm talking
I
about
can't put Prince Fielder as my forward.
Like your typical pitcher or your typical third or first baseman. Those guys that I think the hand-eye skill set is unique in sports, and it translates so easily. Now, soccer is, like I said, I don't know soccer. But
No. You know enough.
But I know what they're great athletes. But I'm talking about if you just pulled a baseball player out and said, I'm going to teach you the game of basketball, and you pulled a baseball player out and said, I'm going to teach you how to throw a football. I think those guys acquit themselves quicker doing other sports than soccer guys do.
But who do you feel are the best athletes? Well, what sport do you think make the best athletes?
Well, I think every sport, individual parts of it. Well, no, I would say if you're looking for the best athletes in the world, I would pull out a cornerback in football. I'd pull out a small forward in basketball. I'd pull out a left fielder, or maybe a big shortstop, or a big third baseman that has a cannon arm that could cover 40 feet in. I think every sport, there's those guys that translate to every other sport. They're just that freaking good.
Yeah,
but I think all in all, totality of athletes, I'm gonna say football. Totality of what you need to, you have everything. You got size, you got little, you got fast, you got big, you got. I
see what you're saying.
But soccer guys are truly the athletes in that. My gosh, they can go for 4 hours and just keep running.
When I saw, it's a great point, because when I saw what Myles Garrett did in the celebrity basketball game, I was like,
yeah, that's not even fair.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett. But then, I say that about soccer players, but then I think if you take all of our NBA point guards and our NFL DBs, and they were soccer players from the time they were kids.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine Westbrook and Ja and John Wall? If they were just playing soccer since they were 5, at that size, at that speed, at that strength in our midfield, it'd be, because again, when you're over there in the European world, a lot of those guys are 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". They're big dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're lean and in shape, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you take our DBs, like our Jaron Curse, and you put him as our sweep, oh my gosh, it's because he's been playing since he's 5. It's a different thing. So, but damn, then you got hockey players. They can skate backwards at 30 miles an hour. So I don't know who the best athletes are. I've always said soccer, though.
It's hard to argue. But in my experience, as far as guys
Football
that you're like,
are different.
You go to a basketball, you go to a gym, and the baseball team walks in, and those guys start picking up the ball. 5 of them can ball. You're like, dude, that's pretty impressive. You guys can play. Yeah. Or you took 5 basketball players, you put them out on the diamond, we'd be stumbling around, like.
You're right.
So,
or if you see a 90-mile-an-hour slider,
shoot, man,
you can't hit that.
I'd have to go change my pants. What was that? Right. I'd rather go guard Zion in the paint. At least I can run away from that.